We are about to kick off another week of shed hunting, and I just got back from the Iowa Deer Classic, and I'm ready to get out and go find some antlers. And today, it's actually a pretty dang good day to do it. The only thing that's bad about it is it's pretty damn warm. But this will be the giveaway shed for this week. It'll be at some point in the video, and then the first person who sees it, I will pin their comment at the top. They can win a pack of shed tags. They can have this shed, or they can have a hat, whatever they choose. We're going to get after it, and we'll see what today brings. All right, well, I'm about to head up to Des Moines, the Iowa Deer Classic. I'm gonna go do a lap real quick, see if I can find some sheds, because it'll be a couple days before I can get out and look again. We'll see what happens. Guys, don't need a backpack to find a shed here today. Just heading over to pull this stand, and there we go. Love to see it. There's one for today. We really didn't have to put that much effort in for this one. Well, here we are. We're about to be doing some urban shed hunting. We just wrapped up the Iowa Deer Classic, which was a great show. I appreciate everybody who was there, everybody who stopped by. Before I head back, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna stop and do some urban shed hunting today. Maybe we'll get lucky and find a couple antlers in the, a new spot that I haven't quite tried before. So this can be pretty good, but can also be very, very competitive. This buck is just right up behind that bush, still laying there. I'm at about 50 yards from him right now. He's got to be a decent buck. It looks mature. It looks like he's got a big old head on him. And he's definitely looks like he's got some chunks missing. Well, this is perfect. I've just come down off this ridge right here because I saw that buck up there. I was like, I don't want to bump him, but he is sitting in a spot I do want to look. I just figured I'll give it some time and then I'll go over there later. But I came up over, and there's this little cluster of trees that have just been dropped down. And it's probably why that I'm actually able to find this antler, because there's a walking trail just right over there. I mean, if you had dropped it on that side of the tree, more than likely somebody would have seen it. But luckily for me, that wasn't the case. And I just found myself an urban shed. There we go. Guys, these deer are following me. Look at this. I can see what I think there's one down here in this bottom. We're gonna go down and check it out. Yes, sir, it is. Look at that. Hell yeah. He broke that one off pretty deep, huh? That's a nice one. I love it. 3 shed antler bucks right behind me. But it's just crazy how they let me get so close. Just bumped those bucks up right there. There's 3 of them that were just laying right here. I come up around this corner. This is an antler. This is pretty crazy, but this don't even look like it's gonna be this year's. Wow. What are the chances of that? I was just moving slow because I wasn't trying to bump them too fast, but there's actually an old one right here, right where they were laying. Look at that. That's super cool. Pretty damn crazy. That's coincidentally right where like one of them was laying. It was a shed from last year. There's nothing more telltale than that's a spot that they've consistently liked. Heading back out to do some shed hunting here this evening. It says 75. We're rocking a t-shirt, which will be one of the first times this year that's had to happen. We're gonna be timing it just right when the sun's about to go down, so maybe we'll find a few here at the end of the day, but I don't have high hope. We're gonna be checking a permission piece, one that I'm typically comfortable leaving until later in the year. Just we'll see what it brings this year. Check this out right here. I just come up along this edge right here, and this one actually I didn't see until I got pretty close to it, but you can see right here we got ourselves a good antler right here on this path. Awesome color, tines up, but like I said, it was tough to see. I really didn't see it till I got to about where that cedar was. It just didn't stand out as obvious, but that's a really good antler right there. Yes, we got ourselves an awesome 5-point. Look at that thing. That thing's a stud. You betcha. All right, let's see if we can match them up real quick. Didn't take long at all, all right? So, well, nope, that's not the other side. Check this. I just found this one. Seriously, I started walking circles. Just started walking circles. Not even 30 seconds into it, I come up on an antler here. It can't be the same deer because, look, it's another left side, and it's a good one. How about that? Look at that. 2 really good antlers that close together. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. This guy looks like he would have been a good 4, busted off that brow, but There we go. How about it? That means there's 2 more good antlers to find. That's really lucky though. You guys are probably wondering, like, I mean, why is it so good? Why is there 2 antlers here? I walk a lot of good spots that don't find antlers, so take it with a grain of salt. But this, because it's south facing, it's got good native grasses, it's got good cover. But it's very possible that they've just bed right up here on the banks, and then they're getting up to go feed, or they're coming back from going to feed to go bed somewhere, and they're just meandering their way through. All are very possible options. I would suspect they were bedding very close, got up out of their beds, and were walking this way. See if we can match them up. It's just funny how it goes sometimes. You know, you walk 20 miles and not find a single antler, and then you walk not even a quarter mile and find 2 really good ones. It's just the name of the game. Crazy. I thought somebody was playing a joke on me here, but it's not. I mean, this is absolutely it. Truck's right there. Look at this. And this is a spot that I've looked pretty thoroughly in the past, so I'm really surprised after just finding this. I should definitely know what deer this is. I think I do. I actually think this is, oh, what's his name? Turd Ferguson, the one my dad shot 2 years ago, but it was the year prior to him shooting him, when he was first came back with that floppy side. That's nuts. What the heck, man? I'll take that. Well, the first find of the day is a dead deer right here. Well, we got a rib cage here. Got a, looks like a head up here. This is total BS. It's one thing to see something that you think looks like a shed, but it's another thing to see something that you think looks like a shed in a spot where a shed very likely could be. And like right here, that right there absolutely looks like a shed to me. Coming off a south facing slope bedding area, perfect bedding area, one of the best bedding areas on this farm, into a crop field would be the absolutely perfect transition point, and it looks so much like a shed. So it definitely gave me the whole stomach drop feeling. I put it up in the binos and it's not a shed. This is absolutely awesome. So I had just walked another farm. I did about 7 miles on it. Was a little bit shocked that I couldn't find one. So basically I'm like, man, I just really want to find one. So I came back out to this cornfield. I know that we've already checked it a couple times, but it's just been that good. And here's the really cool part. There's an 8-point that I thought was still alive, but if he was still alive, he would have dropped his antlers really early. Well, I think I just came up on one of his sides here, or it's just another good 8-point that has a 4-point side. But I'm pretty sure this is the 8-point that I've been watching. Put this needle in the haystack here. Yeah, you bet. Look at that thing. Had him at 10 yards during the late season. He disappeared during the late season. But hey, I get to have this nice, exciting find to remind me that he's alive. Well, I was about to call it a day, but then the clouds came back out. Looks like a front's moving in. Perfect opportunity to hit this open timber. Well, I was still following these footprints, trying to understand where they came from. Came up on this old one right here. It's got leaves underneath it. It's old for sure, but like, it has leaves underneath it. Why are spiders that big already? Damn. Either way, there we go. All right, we're about to get out for another day of shed hunting here. About to get after it today. And this farm is one that I actually run some cameras on because I can bow hunt it. Unfortunately, there hasn't been that many bucks here this year, so we'll see what we can find. But there's just one little section that I haven't checked yet, and then we'll bounce over to another farm. Picture perfect. I was just coming down through this little thicket to make my way down to the opening past these cedars, and there's a little bit of a deer path right here, but clearly this one wasn't hard to find. That's what I'm talking about. Nice fresh 5-point. Look at the skin ring on that. That's a perfect one. That's what you hope to find. Good deal. Let's see if we can find some more. Well, we've been working on these south-facing slopes, just going one to the next, and see a nice antler right here. This is perfect. Makes sense. South-facing, got these cedars behind them for good cover. Yes, yes, I think I know exactly what deer this is. Blood, skin ring, and this is a, yes, yes, absolutely. I did not have many pictures of this deer. A lot of the deer in this area have disappeared this year because of circumstances that you can't control. He was not a homebody at all. Pictures I did have of him, he looks like a really prospective deer. You can see he doesn't have like a huge pedicle there, but that's a pretty heavy antler. And it's really cool. His other side matches this identical. I'm actually really surprised that I'm finding this. Somebody told me he died during the gun season, so I figured he was dead, but obviously it's not the same deer because this is extremely fresh. That is a great find. That's what you want to find, is something like that off a deer that you thought was probably dead. ends up finding out it's alive. This will be a deer to really watch to see what he turns into next year. Hopefully he sticks around, and hopefully with some of the other deer that got poached out of the area, he'll become more of a homebody next year. I only have a little bit left to check here, but that's a big win for today. Taking my way back to the truck now. Looks like we're just gonna be taking 2 away from today. At farm number 2 today. Really excited to walk this farm. I always like walking this farm. I actually walked it 4 weeks ago to the day. So I didn't find any antlers last time I was here. Unfortunately, found a couple bucks dead that were fresh. And it really only realistically makes sense that somebody would have poached them. Hoping that maybe there's some antlers to be found and I was just early. I guess we'll find out here pretty quickly. Absolutely perfect. Cloud cover is right on point. Not too hot, not too cold. Man, just walking this ridge, it takes me back to 2022. How crazy it was. This ridge would always have one on it. You know, I'm just optimistic to get back to those days where the population has rebounded. It becomes a lot more fun. I mean, I didn't walk near as much ground in that time. Near as many places, near as many good places. I do now, and we were putting up some serious numbers. It'd be crazy to imagine what it would be now. Well, there's a good sign. There's a shed antler buck standing down there in the field. I'm going over to another really good spot here on this farm. We're gonna see if this south-facing slope can give us the optimism that we need. Well, there's the good news. One of the bucks that I left here is still here. Because one of my biggest concerns is somebody shot him and was coming back later to get him. You can see how much different he looks now versus 4 weeks ago when I was here. And 4 weeks prior to the time I walked it the first time would have been the end of the original. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Got a shed. Was just coming down to check out this buck that I'd already found earlier in the year. Wanted to make sure it was still here. My concern was that somebody shot him and was coming back later to get the head. But as I'm doing that, I can see an antler over here, which will be the first one of the day. And I know this one wasn't here last time. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Nice freshie. Bingo. All right. There's another one. Yes. Are you kidding me? Let's get it. Here, I get a picture of this one first. What the heck? I need to check the tracker. I think I'm 4 miles in, haven't found anything, walking the good spots, didn't see footprints. It was just like, maybe there's just the deer numbers aren't here this year. But I come down here to look at that buck. Right here, find 2. Look at this. Nice. That one definitely wasn't here last time I was here. You know, it's interesting though, it's like, what kind of path is he taking? He's likely trying to get across this creek, and this is the easiest part where it's more shallow, but he's like coming down out of here. He could have been coming out of there just like the other buck. But right here, we got ourselves 2 sheds. How about it? That's a cool one, man. Look at that brow tine and how it lofts up and in. All right, we'll keep finding some more, hopefully. That just took our average antler per mile from 0 to 2 miles per antler, which is a good average for me. So hopefully we can keep that up. I'm so freaking stupid. What the heck? I'm so dumb. So you guys won't be able to see it, but the buck is right up over there. I was out over there filming him. I could see a main beam over here, and I was pretty excited about it. So I just came running over here. Really wasn't looking. So then I ended up seeing a second one, but what I didn't see is there's actually another one right here, and that makes sense. Could they be a match? I don't know, but there's 3 antlers that would have been within 30 yards. That is so awesome to see, because man, I tell you what, I was like, what is going on with this place? This is sometimes how it works, where they're just piled up together, which is weird. But in the past, where I've seen that most is like the really hard winters when they're covered up in like a really good thermal covered bedding area. But right now it's been a pretty mild winter. That is a cool deer. Look at that main beam, how it like swoops up. None of these antlers were here last time I was here, so it's really good that we came back and looked. Yeah. But it really tells me that they're a set, as those pedicles look so similar to each other. Whenever you find one, make sure you're very diligent about looking around. The only reason I wasn't is because I saw that second one and was just jumped onto it. That just turned the whole day around. Let's go. When I found this buck 4 weeks ago, it looked super fresh. Now, he's tore up pretty good. It's been 4 weeks since I found him. 4 weeks from the time that I found him was the last day of the season. So there's no way that he was shot during season. A lot of big question marks here, and don't get me wrong, I could get by with just one, But the fact that there's 2 more that we found is totally odd. I'm just really encouraged that we found some sheds. Here's a dead deer that I didn't find last time. Here we go, another dead deer. Hate to see it. The neighbor's got a food plot right here. So I was like, if there's any chance of me finding one, it's probably gonna be pretty close to their food plot. Specifically right on the fence line, right where a deer would jump back over. I was looking at it. These 4-wheeler tracks are new. They weren't here the last time I walked this. So I was thinking, man, somebody probably already shed hunted this since the last time I was here. But this one might have dropped between then and now. And I get to pick it up for the 4th antler on this farm. Sheesh. It's a nice little rub right there, huh? It has been a good minute, but I just was walking down in this wet bottom area that transitions up to a neighboring farm, and we got ourselves an antler. And that looks like a pretty dang good one. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I was hoping to find, something like this. It's been a good minute, and there is nothing better than going a while without finding an antler and then coming up on a nice freshie like this one. Yes, sir. I'm almost positive that I found a shed off of this deer last year. It was an awesome 5-point that was like small. It looked like it could be like something tall and tight in the future. And that's what this exactly looks like to me. Maybe I'm way off, because that would be about the growth I would expect to see on a deer like that. Wow. Tall and tight. Pretty dang cool. Pretty dang cool. I love to see it. All right, let's find some more. The crazy part is the side that I found off of him last year was seriously like 50 yards up there to the north. Funny how he came back and dropped one for me again this year. I appreciate you guys sticking around for the entire video. Make sure to stay tuned for more, because we're still trying to achieve that goal of 200 this year, and we got a good ways to go. But the good part is we got a lot left to hit. So stay tuned, more to come.